Haley, first of all, I just wondered how much of a fan of the TV show you were yourself, and what you thought when you got offered a role in the movie.
I was. I remember watching it when it first came out. I watched it in high school, and you know, and I think I watched it the way that a lot of people would watch it, where you get together in a group and watch together. And yeah, it was just surreal having the opportunity to be a part of it, and the fact that the character is so distinctive and so crazy, and serves this antagonistic role in the movie. I mean, that was so much fun to play.
And the cast have been working together for 10 years, sort of at least now. How kind of welcoming were Adrian, the two Kevins, and Jerry?
They were so great, you know, and I didn't know what to expect, because yeah, it's this group that has been, you know, a unit for going back to like 2003, and it was just so wonderful to be on set with them. They obviously love working with each other, and were very welcoming to newcomers like me.
And I love the dynamics between Billy Bob Thornton as playing your father. What did you enjoy about creating that sort of on-screen relationship with him?
Yeah, I didn't even know that it was going to be Billy Bob until like right before shooting, and that just added excitement to it, because he's a legend. You know, I loved working with him, and I had never met him before, and it was just really cool because he's just so open with all of his stories about his long career, and would just sit in a director's chair talking to us between scenes. I really enjoyed that.
And how about Emily Ratajkowski? What was she like to be around on set?
A lot of fun. Yeah, she and she was very patient with what her character has to endure with me. I mean, that one party scene, I'm just, you know, hounding her the whole night, and, you know, talking all this ridiculous stuff into her ear and everything. So she had a really good sense of humor about it. Yeah.
And there's some great cameos in the show and now in the film. Was there someone that you particularly enjoyed being in the film, or someone that you got to meet yourself?
Yeah, some of them I'm not sure if I can say, because there's some that are still secret. But yeah, I mean, just it's funny because like the world of like musicians and athletes is really interested in Hollywood, and I know that all of us, you know, actors and everything, are all fans of that stuff too. So there's this kind of like cross community interest, and we had like all the LA Kings there, and a lot of New England Patriots, and Mike Tyson showed up. That was just something that happened because someone suggested to Doug, saying like, "Why isn't Mike Tyson here?" And he's like, "I'll give him a call." And an hour later, he's on set. So,
and how much did you enjoy playing that rivalry that Travis has with Vince?
Really, really enjoyed doing it, because it's just so ridiculous that this guy thinks that he is at all competition for Vince. Yeah, it's fun to play an egomaniac like that.
And there's that great scene where Travis gives him notes on what he thinks of the film. Obviously, you got a bit of an agenda there, but who would you trust the most to sort of give you notes on your work, or their opinion about work that you've done?
Oh gosh, you know, it's tough, and I guess sometimes it's like when you're screening a movie for like friends and family and everything, it's nice to have an outside eye that's not people within the industry. And I studied experimental theater at NYU, and a lot of what we did was, you know, it wasn't just about performance, it was about being able to have that critical eye about someone that you're working with, and be able to you know, how to look objectively upon work and be helpful in that way to the people that you're working with.
And as well as being really entertained by the show and the movie, I kind of felt like I got a good insight into the workings of Hollywood. Sort of how accurate a reflection of the LA entertainment business would you say it is?
I think it is. I mean, at least for a part of it, it's. I mean, there's lots of aspects to the industry, but this certainly, as outrageous as it seems sometimes, these are the things that happen in it. Down to the, you know, the things that seem fantastical with the cameos and everything. Doug had plenty of his own stories about running into people like that, and it's a reality of living out here in this industry.
And you mentioned studying briefly. Did that time sort of away from the business help, or did it change in any way your view of the business or your approach to it?
It did. It's nice to not be in it all the time. And I lived in New York. I lived in New York for 8 years straight, and still try and spend as much time as I can there, because it's nice to not be all wrapped up in the industry at all times. And that's the trade-off that happens when, you know, I decided to go study at school, and that was really important to me, and I'm really glad that I did that. But when you step out of the public eye, it's, you know, it's a different process when you come back, and I'm really glad to have opportunities like these.
Haley Joel Osment, thanks very much.
Thank you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!